Welcome to Pastor Jerone TV. I want to ask you a question. Why do we need the World Health Organization? When this pandemic has taken over the world, prior to it, the World Health Organization told us that it was okay, that it was under control, that China is doing a great job. They were telling us that this stuff cannot be spread human to human. They are complicit with this stuff, and they are responsible to the world and for the deaths that have taken place and the economy because of this virus. Okay? I'm glad President Donald Trump became the president. When he started talking about the UN, the European Union, and all these different things, what are these people doing? What is the UN saying? What is the EU saying about the virus? Nothing. These people do nothing, and yet we send them hundreds of millions and hundreds of millions for planetary care and for weapons and for defense and for knowledge and information and intelligence, just to be let down. Let's hear Tucker Carlson break down this World Health Organization.
Within days, it was clear to anyone who was paying attention that the duplicity and the criminal incompetence of the Chinese government was likely going to kill a lot of people. Yet the World Health Organization took the opposite view. On February 3rd, the Director General of WHO announced that China was doing the best imaginable job fighting coronavirus. Watch this.
During my visit to Beijing last week, I was so impressed in my meeting with President Xi at his detailed knowledge of the outbreak and for his personal leadership. And if it weren't for China's efforts, the number of cases outside China would have been very much higher. There is no reason for measures that unnecessarily interfere with international travel.
And if it hadn't been for China, we wouldn't have the virus. Where's the blame for this stuff? These people are dumb, man, and yet they're over there kissing China's feet. So is our American media.
And trade.
China's doing a great job. The messaging continued like that for weeks. As the pandemic was building and spreading across the World Health Organization busied itself casting China as the hero of the story. If it weren't for the efforts of the Chinese government, many more would die. Just 6 weeks later, as if by magic, China declared victory over the epidemic. And not surprisingly, the director of the World Health Organization was there to celebrate and to amplify the message.
Of course, we have good news today. Yesterday, Wuhan reported no new cases for the first time since the outbreak started. Wuhan provides hope for the rest of the world that even the most severe situation.
Wuhan provides hope for the rest of the world. The threat came out of Wuhan, and it went around the world. So many people have died. Economies have collapsed. And yet these people sit here and praise China.
Can be turned around.
Wuhan is the hope of the world, he said. The American media seemed highly impressed by this. They repeated China's message without skepticism and without independent verification. On March 18th, Bloomberg News announced that China's virus cases reached zero. The Global Times, the Chinese government's approved mouthpiece, contrasted the Chinese miracle with the American disaster. Quote, U.S. cities such as New York are now the most risky places in the world, the paper tweeted on March 24th. For mindless partisans in the American media, this was an irresistible story, especially 7 months before a presidential election, so they gleefully climbed aboard.
As the coronavirus pandemic continues to wreak havoc around the world, the U.S. has now overtaken every other country to become the first country to report more than 100,000 confirmed cases, surpassing China and Italy in the most perverse possible version of Trump's signature slogan, America First.
Wow.
Got that? Trump is bad. Trump runs America. America's humiliation must be good.